can be right and he can
Hold
be.
up, Pizza.
He doesn't have to
Nico
be
is
wrong.
never right. Nico is never right. All he's good at is having a bald head. His hat is bald. All right?
Nico's right out the door, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he can't come in here.
Whatever, Nico.
On-air son.
Yeah.
Restaurant Punk, what's up?
Restaurant Punk.
Restaurant Punk.
What's up, boys? Oh,
yeah.
shit. We can't curse.
Why?
I don't know.
It's fun, though.
That's the punk.
You sexy mother. Beep.
You know who's going to hate you for it when
Liz
you
will
curse.
destroy me.
Liz
Yes.
and probably Barack, because he edits all the curse words out.
Yeah.
Well,
does he?
I don't know.
Does he do anything?
I don't know.
He's never
I
around.
hope he's not here. Sorry,
he work
Barack.
Oh, sorry, Barack.
How you guys doing
I'm
today?
doing well. How are you?
Awesome.
Rick,
Excellent.
welcome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome
to
back.
the show
We've-
again.
Yeah.
This is fun. This is
fun.
This is a fun group.
It's a good group.
It really
Sip.
is.
I don't have a sip cup. They took it away because it had a logo on there, so we weren't allowed.
Yeah.
But
What's up, Pete? What do you got?
what do I got? Okay, so
Oh, God. This is going to be serious.
actually, I don't know how it pertains to the business that you're in. It may not, but I know for the restaurants
Stop
how I
touching
feel
that black
about
mic.
it. Do you hire for skill or personality?
Oh, sugar.
I know how I can relate it to George for servers. Do you want a server that's a great server but a brick wall to talk to? Or do you want somebody that can make a connection with every table they touch, but they're a hot mess when it comes down to everything else? They'll get their orders to the tables.
I give you like 4 names right now.
Yeah. But the customer never knows. Like all the customer, they just have a great experience. But on the back end, they're just a mess. What do you hire for? What do you go? What direction do you go?
I mean, the way I will hire,
How do you hire?
good looks.
George, it's hard to
kidding.
compete with you in the first place, but
No, I want somebody that's going to touch every table, makes it feel like they're at my house. Like make sure like when you come to my restaurant, you're sitting in my house, in my kitchen table and enjoying. That's what I feel like. And I think that's the way to go. It's not always the best way, but just when they're on the floor, like I call it a show. As a performer, like when
Yes.
you walk on stage, it's a show. Everything you do is a show. So when I walk out my house, the curtain is open. I'm already performing. So when you walk into the restaurant, you're performing. Whatever happens in the back end.
But let me just throw this in there too, right? So you have that person that touches the tables, they're doing a great job. But like I said, on the back end, they're a hot mess, right? Now you have a restaurant, let's say you have 5 or 6 servers, food runners, bussers, hostesses. You have the whole shebang. You have like 20 people in the front of the house, right? That's a server that you want to touch every table and they're doing a great job, but they're like an infection to the rest of the staff.
Oh, well,
At the same time, they're the last person to do side work. They're the last person,
I can give you that name too if you want.
that's, you don't have to, we're not dropping names here, but just as an overall, like how does this pertain? How does this?
Sure. I mean that's the nature of business.
Yeah.
That's the nature of hospitality. I think marinas are hospitality. That's
Absolutely.
That is the culture match
Yeah.
I
between
think your marina's
your
hospitality.
businesses and you're correct.
That's what I'm saying.
It's our view,
Which
of
I
the
enjoy.
marina
I think
business.
it's fantastic because
beautiful.
I've been to many marinas where it's like, park your boat, get the away, that's it.
There is absolutely a segment of the marine industry that sees it as storage, and that it's mainly a storage business. I see it as a hospitality business. So I do tend to focus on that, and that's why
Yeah.
I'm so happy to have Brian there. Is we have a solid, coming back to your question, we have a solid culture match, and that at the end of the day, Peter, is your answer. You hire on culture. Because if you hire on culture, you can train anything if you have a culture match. You
Agreed.
cannot train culture.
I mean, cannot. I think I brought that up on another episode.
If you have a good culture match within that entire crew, they are all also going to appreciate that one person's strengths is offset by their weakness. And so, yeah, I understand that there, particularly in restaurants, there's a tipping issue. There's an imbalance, and the side work is offset by table time. But if you've got a good mesh, they talk it out, they work it out. But as far as what you hire for, somebody that is precise and a good enterer and never messes up orders, but is cold at the table because they are too concentrating on their precision.
But let me ask you, being down the shore in a seasonal town, we don't have the luxury of picking and choosing.
Well,
sometimes it comes down to, we just need somebody to walk through the door.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And keeping the cards on the table, that's why y'all are there, is because I needed to get out of being a one-off restaurant, and I needed that to be done with a group.
You wanted to change that culture.
I know I needed a group.
Yeah.
Because I knew I needed a group, because it is only through a group that you can find the best talent. You can offer the very best of your talent a year-round job.
Well,
and so what was killing me was having to start over every year because I couldn't carry
brutal.
anyone
You
forward.
can't. You're not surviving.
You can't.
Like that.
It's
impossible.
I
And
did not survive like that.
And there's no consistency there.
There is no consistency, and so
you need that.
To me, it was reopening a restaurant every season, and and so I understand what you're saying, but I want to stick. I enjoy the topic that you brought forward, so I want to keep coming. I'm going to keep driving us back to your question.
I like that. All right, so the main question was: do you hire for the talent, or for the hospitality, or do you hire for their expertise in the business per se? But at the same time, you get people that come, and sometimes you expect everything that a certain job entails. And even if they're not good at it, you still expect that from them because it's part of the job. And I feel like sometimes you just got to pivot when you find those employees that touch the tables and make those connections. And you say, you know what? I love your talent, but I need to use you in a different way.
This is perfect example. So when we opened up Brian, I hired every person I know in the man. I just hired everybody.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, it was great.
There was so many people there, and even Barack was there. And we had a girl there. Her name was a name, but we called her Lips. But she just had no personality. But she never showed up the one day. Just stopped coming back. Perfect, whatever.
Yeah.
But then there was another example. We had a server there, and she was a previous server at the restaurant before. Mm-hmm. Phenomenal. I enjoy her as a server, but she wasn't fitting my culture at Brian. And I sat her down, we talked. And now she's actually serving at two of our other restaurants at YB and Shimon, and she's doing phenomenal.
Because she fits there.
She
You
fits
had to
that
pivot
culture.
because it worked better over there.
And right now, the culture at Brian is top notch.
Yes.
It's vibing. We're moving. There are servers that are actually not complaining about doing side work anymore.
I can attest to that. I see that all the time now.
It's 360 from.
But not everybody can do that. Not everybody knows how to lead a team and make the right adjustments all the time. I paid a busser $25 an hour 5 years ago because he was absolutely amazing. Do you remember him?
Yes.
You remember him?
Yes.
He's like, I want $15 an hour or 18 plus tips. I'm like, well, how about I just give you $25 an hour flat rate and you're the only busser? He's like, yes, done.
Phenomenal.
He was great.
Phenomenal.
I had a server, and this was back to YB. Her name, her name was Fran. Her personality was on point, and we get a lot of people from Canada speak French. She spoke French. She talked.
Parlez-vous français?
But she wasn't a great server, and she knew it. She even told me, she's like, I can't do this, but I wanted her to talk to everybody because everybody loved her. So you know what? Will you host this for me, and I'll pay you this much to host this because this isn't working out, but I need you. I need this personality. It's hard to find these gems. And she hosted this for me the whole year that she was here.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal. But I knew she hated serving, and I knew I needed her. But we make adjustments. And I think that's what a lot of people, the easy way out is to say, it's not working.
Goodbye.
Go. Goodbye. Mm-hmm. Goodbye. And even Dragos and John and them, they started off in the front of the house, and half of them are in the kitchens now, and they're phenomenal back there. You just got to work with them. You got to talk to your employees. You got to understand them.
That was the most important thing, is understanding and relating and
communicating
and meeting them where they are. Deciding, you have to have non-negotiables. There's no doubt,
There's always non-negotiables.
I have absolutely listened to Nico in this podcast talk about
his bald head.
It's a toxin. You let one person not do it, it's going to spread. I won't say he's wrong, but all the staff is not homogenous. They don't
Nico,
have the
he's
same
saying
skills.
you're wrong. He's saying you're wrong, Nico. Deal with
He's
it.
not wrong, but I would tolerate things he wouldn't tolerate. Okay. I would make a different bargain, as you're saying. You know, I mean, how far would I let someone who was a great server but a bad side worker?
Yeah.
I would probably let them go a little farther than Nico would. Mm-hmm. And I don't, once again, think either of it's wrong. Nico's not wrong. Nico's right for Nico. George will have a different set of tolerances than Nico would.
George is always right.
Peter will have a different set of tolerances, and they're all right, whether you want to admit it or not.
No, I'm always
you
right.
can be right, and he can
Hold
be
up, Pete's
He
always right.
doesn't have to be
Nico is
wrong.
never right. Nico is never right. All he's good at is having a bald head. His hat is bald. All right?
You know, Nico's right out the door, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he can't come in here. 'Cause
Whatever,
of the
Nico.
On-air son.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But so when it comes to like, because we do restaurants all the time, and you have a marina, and I know your staff because I've become acquainted with your staff. They're phenomenal. Every person I met who have met there has been helpful, has been amazing. Do you hire based off of they know boats?
No.
Or do you hire
No, I
based
can
off
answer that right off the top.
or like do like because I like
culture,
I just
culture.
like I just met the twins. I didn't know there were twins there.
Yeah.
I thought there was one kid that worked a lot. I'm like, this motherfucking kid works. He's
always here.
there. And he's like 16. I'm like, and then he's like, another walk. I'm like, there's twins? Yeah. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm dead serious. I thought
That's
these
hilarious.
kids was one kid that worked all the time until his twin was there the other
Yeah.
night. Both were there.
Yep. And it's so long as the one has the glasses on, I'm good. But
They both didn't have glasses on.
I know when they take the glasses off, I'm done.
But they-
I can't
So
pick
hold
one from
on.
the other.
You said you hire for, what was the word you used?
Culture.
Hired for culture. He said the marina is hospitality, right?
It is. Listen,
Just to kind of pivot this a little bit, do you feel like if more companies, businesses, stores, whatever, I feel like the hospitality aspect, minus hotels and restaurants, I feel like a lot of other businesses, if they incorporated more towards hospitality, would just generally... do you know what I'm saying?
well, they would bring in different. I mean,
we are so deeply programmed to hospitality.
We are,
you know,
100%.
If we let this flow into a broader conversation, there's no telling where it stops.
Yeah.
You
well,
know,
every business should have hospitality, though.
How many times do you walk into...
in what I see going, if we go broader,
Not that
That's what
far
she said.
broader, just a little.
That's what he said.
we are losing that the customer is always right.
Oh,
It
God.
is, you know,
man.
and
There we go.
I'm not saying they're always right. There are fabled tales within the Cara group of customers asking for things and them being magically delivered, where someone would run out the back door
Who we
and
talk-
make it happen.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I know exactly. And I was there for
What
a
are
lot
we
of
talking
these.
about?
I've had it this year just with Brian. You know, I mean, you ask for something and that one's going to be just a couple of minutes, and
Boom.
then it happens.
Yeah.
But it's customer service, though.
It is customer service, and it is this is how you please the customer, and if the customer wants it, is there a reasonable way to get it done?
Yes.
And within Cara, within South Jersey Marina, the first question is, can I do it?
No.
Then
no.
it becomes, should I do it?
Will you do it?
Well, I understand, but the first one is, can I? And
You
then
can always do it.
well, no.
Yes, you can always do it. That's what she said. But I'm saying though, but yeah, if it can be done, that means it can be done. So we just do it.
You got to exceed the expectations.
That's our goal.
The whole goal.
That's our
is
whole goal.
every time
And we both do it. The Brian, the Car
jobs.
Restaurant Group, and the South Jersey Marina always do
And
it.
I think that's what it comes to. Can I do it? Will I do it? The final the end of the road is exceeding the customer's expectations, because if it's not something that we serve as food in the restaurant or a service that we do or a service that he does, but that's something that they want, how many times have we gone above and beyond to accomplish it sometimes? And I'm sure you've done it. You just have that instilled in you. Like, I feel like that's what you want to do every time. And anytime you do that, I feel like that's somebody like I said earlier, touching the tables. That's
Yeah.
somebody, you just made a connection with somebody at your marina, at your restaurant, wherever. And that
Exactly.
person will always remember that and they'll come back. Because I mostly go back to places that make me feel welcome, first and foremost. Obviously, I don't go back to the place if the food at a restaurant is no good, but I'm so much more inclined to go back to my number 2 place because they made a connection with me. And I like saying, hey, John, or hey, Tom, or Nico, or whoever going into the place.
Yeah.
And that's what I want for at least like Petunia, for Brian, for the marina.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people by name.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people there. I'm still learning every time around. There's a new person. I got like 15 names down out of the 85 that are always there.
See, I always come and stay in the kitchen. I rarely go into the front of the house or outside or anything.
Yeah, just go in the back. Just
This
go
is
watch
year
them.
1, so I
Yeah.
just watch the kitchen. Next year, I'll watch it more from the outside and see everything else. So
Years to come.
years to come.
That's what she said.
It's
All
going
right.
great.
Yeah.
So the final answer to everything is
Hire for culture.
culture. Culture.
You want the person that touches the tables or that knows the boaters that come in or that knows the customer by the name when they come into your business. That's who you want to hire.
Culture makes your place legendary, especially if you give out a good product or service. You'll be around for a long time.
Amen.
Work on culture.
Restaurant Punk. Ow.
Hold on. He was going to say
Oh,
something.
shit. Sorry.
I wasn't.
Go ahead,
Oh,
say
no.
something.
I was thinking about saying Marina Punk.
Oh, Marina Punk. Marina Punk.
Let's try
Out?
it. No, you put a question mark on the end.
Out.
Out?
I want the same energy. Ready?
Okay.
3,
And
2, 1.
Marina Punk.
Out.
Yo.
Stop. Because that way when we put the episodes together.
Yo, put your dick away from your brother's mouth, man. Your dick's too close to his mouth.
We got that on outtakes. We got that on outtakes.
Hey, yo, that's your brother.
What you got? What do you want?